Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm a monk, and today we are back inside Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords. This video is all about two things: leadership and stewardship. Which one is better and what exactly do they do? Also covering exactly the best ways to earn experience on both. And don't forget, guys, if this is the kind of video that you want to see, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss out on more videos just like this. We also have that active and growing Discord, and the link for that is down in the description. So if you want to ask a question or just share your story, you know what to do. But enough of all that, let's get stuck into this video. Now I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as possible. However, we are going to be covering the perk trees and everything that goes with it. I'm going to be recommending what I would pick in this perk tree and why I would pick them. And we're going to be kickstarting this video with Steward or Stewardship. Now, as with every other perk tree, in order to max it and to reap those benefits, you are going to need those 5 focal points and 8 attribute points, just so you know. But as you can see, I've got all the way up to 229 right here, with only 5 attribute points attached. Now the first perk we have to pick is Feudal. This is party wages are 5% less. Also, recruitment costs are reduced by 15%. Now that 5% in wages may seem only like a titchy amount, but I love anything that reduces wages. After that, you have Spartan, which is party consumes 10% less food, no morale penalty when only having 1 food. Now we're going to talk about morale a little bit later, but this is actually pretty good that you get no morale penalty for only having 1 food. However, I can't turn down cheaper wages, so unless you have a lot of money, the first one is what I would pick. Moving on now to the second choice that we have. Now this top option is Drill Sergeant. All troops gain a flat out daily plus 2 XP. Also, garrison wages are 5% less. Now, garrisons do cost a hell of a lot when it comes to wages, especially if you have multiple castles. Underneath that, we have 7 veterans. This is if you are a quartermaster, you have tier 4 plus troops gain 4 daily XP. Also 1 militia, gets added per day. Now 1 militia being added per day is actually pretty good, considering sometimes it can take a long time for that militia to get added, but I'm going to go with Drill Sergeant on this one. Choice number 3, Stiff Upper Lip. Reduce food consumption while in an army by 10%. Garrison wages are decreased by 20% for castles. Note that is castles only and not towns. So if you have a lot of castles, or if you are a vessel, then that could be the one for you. Underneath that, we have Sweet Shops. Workshops owned by you have 20% increased production. Siege engines are built 20% faster as well. Again, this is pretty good, the Sweet Shops, if you want your workshops to actually be profitable. Early game, I do like that, which is why I picked this one. However, personally, I think that Stiff Upper Lip is probably the better one, especially if you're going to have a ton of castles, because you have got that wage drop. Anything that decreases wages, I'm definitely up for, until, of course, you get high in smithing or trade. First up, on choice number 4, we have during village raids, you gain an additional food item for every one that you loot. Troop wages are decreased by 15% while in an army as well. Again, if you're anything like me, you're going to spend a lot of time either in an army or commanding an army. So I really like that option. Anything that decreases those wages and makes your game actively easier. Underneath that, you've got paid in promise, companion wages and recruitment fees are reduced by 25%, which is actually quite a bit. Discarded armor, as in armor you've won after the battle, gets donated to the troops and increases their experience. This is actually a really good one if you want to have your troops be leveled a lot quicker. But I'm going to go with the top option here because of the troop wages are decreased by 15% while in an army. Option number 5 is giving hands. Discarded weapons can be donated to troops. Exact same deal as the last time. And tariff income is 10% higher. Now the tariff income's actually pretty good. Underneath that, we have increased party morale by 4 if the number of mounts is greater than the non-cavalry troops. Also, tax income is 10% higher, and this is the one I would pick. It's very easy to have those extra mounts, and a higher morale is going to be absolutely vital for you guys, especially in the later stages of this game. Choice number 6, we have Aid Corps. Do not pay wages for wounded soldiers. Increase village health growth rate by 20%. Again, we're going to be saving ourselves a bit of money with this one because my troops are wounded a lot. Underneath that, we have relocation influence gained from donating troops is increased by 25%. And project boosting is more effective, 20% more effective. Here, I'm going to go with the top option, Aid Corps, just because it means I'm going to be saving myself some money. Choice number 7 gives us a morale boost for having diverse food. In fact, the morale you gain from that is actually doubled. Reduce food consumption of garrisons during sieges by 10%. Now, if anyone's been sieged, they know that running out of food absolutely sucks. Underneath that, we have sound reserves. Cost of upgrading units is decreased by 10%. And reduce food consumption in parties during sieges by 10%. Now, this is the one I've gone for, mainly because of the upgrading troops is cheaper here. Choice number 8 is contractors. Mercenary troops wages and upgrade costs are decreased by 25%. Town projects are 10% more effective. Underneath that, we have forced labor. Prisoners in your party provide carry capacity as if they were normal troops. Construction speed is also increased by 10%, which is actually kind of massive. If anyone's tried to ever build anything in a castle or a town, they know it takes bloody time. With this, it means it's 10% quicker, so this is the one I would pick for that reason. Choice number 9, we have 10% increase carrying capacity for troops. Also, aid penalty or trade penalty for mounts is reduced by 20%. Underneath that, we have a 20% increased carry capacity for pack animals, and trade penalty for pack animals is reduced by 20%. Now, selling pack animals and trading them is actually very, very profitable, and having that increased carry capacity for me just makes it really, really useful, especially if you happen to be a trader. So this is the one I would pick for that reason. And the last choice we have is Master of Planning. Reduce food consumption by a massive 40% while in a siege camp. Continuous projects for settlements are 20% more effective, meaning they get built that much quicker. It's actually kind of a big one. I also really like the food reduction there. After that, we've got Master of Warcraft. Troop wages are decreased by 15% while in a siege camp. Town population consumes 5% less. Master of Warcraft is my personal pick, but both of them are great options. And lastly, we have Price of Loyalty. Your party food consumption, wages, and combat morale loss decreases by 0.5% per skill above 250. Also, Govern Town tax revenue is increased by 0.5% per skill over 200. On the Governor, this is absolutely brilliant. On you yourself, this again is amazing. We want better morale. So to get this, you're going to have those skill points. You're going to have those attribute points, but this is a great one to get. Now we should also go over about just how we're going to get this experience. Now, Stewardship, the ability to organize a group and manage logistics. This helps you run an estate or administer a town and can increase the size of your party that you lead, in which you serve as quartermaster. How to earn that experience? Gain party morale from food variety, improve settlements, and build projects. Now that sounds pretty easy, and it is pretty easy. As you can see where we are right now, that increases our party size by over 50 troops. So it's definitely one that you're going to be wanting to invest in. But exactly what does that mean with the whole morale boost? Well, what it means is every single time you're going to pay your wages, you are based or judged on the morale of your troops. And the higher your morale of the troops when you pay their wages, the more experience you're going to earn towards stewardship for that. Now, as you just saw, I just highlighted my current morale, and it isn't that good. And this is because I do not have enough variety in food. Now, I believe there's like 5 different foods that you can actually buy up. As you can see, we have grain, but we don't have any olives. So let's buy up all those olives. Next up, butter. We have no butter. So again, let's buy up all that butter. Cheese is another one that I don't think we have, and we also don't have any fish. So they don't really have any fish in here anyway, but we're going to buy it regardless. Let's get this cheese. There we go. And grapes again. We don't have any grapes, so let's buy that up too. And dates, we don't have any dates, so let's buy that up. There we go. And lastly, beer. So let's buy that up. We don't have any beer. Also, meat wasn't on this list, so you can either buy meat or you could always chop up a horse or two, which sounds brutal. It probably is. You can also do sheep and hogs and cows and all that jazz. Buy them all up. As you can see now, though, our morale has jumped straight up. And I also read out that perk that will help you increase morale from having this food variety as well. Now, let's travel over here. Now, every single day that passes, we're going to be eating away at that food. And here you go. The day has passed. We've paid the wages. And as you can see, we have gained stewardship level based upon the morale of our troops. So that's a way to increase your stewardship level. It's actually one of the best ways to increase your stewardship level as well. On top of that, you can always dump into your clan, go over to parties and assign yourself as quartermaster. If you assign yourself as quartermaster, you will again be earning daily experience for being the quartermaster and organizing your party's troops. They're the 2 ways, I believe they're the only 2 ways that you can actually earn experience apart from being a governor. Of course, you are the hero, so you're not really going to be earning those experience points as a governor. So they're the main 2 ways that's going to be helping you in order to earn steward experience points. Now let's look at leadership. And again, leadership is another one. Very, very useful leadership. Both leadership and stewardship, I would say equally as important, just for different reasons and probably not the same reasons that you thought that they were going in. Again, you're going to need the 5 focus points. You're going to need high attribute points in order to make that 300 points in. However, as you can see, I've got relatively high 228 with only having 4 attribute points in. First up, we have combat tips. You get 2 XP per day for all troops in the party. Increase recruit level of units, so the same culture as you from NPCs. Underneath that, we have Rise the Meat. You earn 4 XP per day for all level 1 and level 2 troops. Each troop in the garrison earns 3 XP per day. Now, in this one, I'm going to pick the combat tips. I'm going to pick the straight up 2 XP experience per day for all troops in the party. This way, this helps you beginning game and end game. Option number 2, we have additional 4 morale at the beginning of the battle when you are attacking. Increase the rate of recruiting tier 1, 2, and 3 prisoners by 50%. Underneath that, we have Stout Defender, additional 8 morale at the beginning of the battle when defending. Increase the rate of recruiting tier 4, 5, and 6. Now, there's no real right option here. Whether you're the attacker or the defender, they're both very, very useful. It really depends on which one's useful to you at this moment. Don't forget, you can also respec the perks that you've chosen. Option number 3, we have Authority. Town Garrison is 20% more effective for security. Also increase the party size limit by a 5, which isn't a lot, but any increase is a good increase. Underneath that, we have Heroic Leader, which is a +1 to town loyalty per day. Troops in your formation cause 10% more morale penalty when they kill an enemy. Now, for this one, I have chosen Authority just because I like anything that increases my party size, hence why I have chosen it. Option number 4 is Famous Commander. Increase the renown gain from battles by 50%. Recruited troops start with a bonus experience of 200. I quite like this, especially with the increased renown from battles. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting in a hell of a lot of battles. This means you are earning double renown. You're going to be able to rank up a lot quicker. Underneath that, we have Loyalty and Honor Tier 3 Plus. Troops under your command ignore retreat due to low morale. Convert non-bandit prisoners 30% faster. For these two options, I'm going to go with Famous Commander purely for the extra renown. Choice number 5, we have Leader of the Masses. Increase your party size for 5 for each town you control. So late game, this is going to be massive. Heroes generate shared experience as well. Underneath that, we have Presence. Increase 5 plus security in a town per day while waiting there. Remove morale penalty for recruiting prisoners of your culture. Out of these two, I'm going to go for Leader of the Masses because I really like the extra party size late game. Choice number 6, Militia has 20% chance to spawn with more experienced troops. Increase morale gain from victories by a whopping 20%. That is a big gain in morale there. Underneath that, we have Veterans Respect. Increase garrison size by 20%. You are able to convert bandits into regular troops. Now, this is the one I've chosen. Some of those bandits troops are pretty cool. Or converting them into bandit troops. Being able to get and acquire tons of bandits, really easy late game. But really, it's the garrison size here for the extra 20 soldiers. Anything that increases my garrison size, I'm up for. Option number 7 is Inspiring Leader. 20% less influence needed to call parties to your army. Troops in your formation gain 5% more experience from battles. Being able to call extra parties into my army is really handy. Underneath that, we have Uplifting Spirit. Increase battle morale by 10 during siege assaults and defenses. Party size limit is also increased by 10. Now, I've chosen this one because the party size increase and because of the morale boost that you get in this one as well. Option number 8 is Lead by Example. Increase the rate of recruiting melee prisoners by 50%. Cavalry troops generate 10% more shared experience. Underneath that, we have Make a Difference. Your kills have 100% high effect on friendly troops' battle morale. Archer troops generate 10% more shared experience. Now, archers are overpowered, and you getting those kills increase the morale for your troops, meaning they ain't going to lose if they're outnumbered and you manage to kill 10 soldiers, which is pretty bloody easy, to be fair. Option number 9 is Great Leader. At the beginning of the battle, the morale of all your troops is increased by 5. Troops with the same culture as the party leader have their battle morale increased by 5 at the start of the battle as well. Underneath that, you have Trusted Commander. Increase the rate of recruiting ranged prisoners by 50%. Troop experience gained while fighting simulated battles is also increased by 20%. But for me, it's got to be Great Leader. The last choice we have is Talent Magnet. Party size limit is increased by a whopping 10. Also, you get 1 clan party slot that opens up as well. Really like that one. Underneath that, we have We Pledge Our Swords. You get one extra companion. Each tier 6 troop increase battle morale by 1 up to 10 at the start of the battle. Now here I'm going to pick Talent Magnet because you get that extra clan party, meaning you can actually lead more troops around in your clan, that is. After that, you've got Ultimate Leader. Every skill increased after 150 gives you 1 extra to party size. So although leadership doesn't necessarily increase your main party size, as you can see, it increases morale of the party under your command and increases garrison size mostly. There are options here to increase your party size, and once you do actually make it to 275, you will start getting those extra party size increases to your main guy. In fact, once you actually get that, it's an instant 25 extra to party size, and every point on that afterwards is another 1 as well. So eventually leadership is bloody brilliant as well for your party size. It just takes a little bit longer. Leadership is mainly for the morale of your troops. Without morale, without a high morale, if you start losing a battle, if you are outnumbered, and you're going to be outnumbered and not playing this game, then your troops are going to start running away. So if you want your troops to stay, you're going to need a high leadership. Now, how do we earn experience for leadership? Well, that's quite simple. Maintain a high morale in your party, assemble and lead armies, and upgrade your troops. It's as simple as that. We got 3 different methods this way in order to do that. Now, we've already covered about having a high morale. We've talked about food, these kind of things. Also, winning battles will also increase the morale of your troops. So taking care of that, taking care of your high morale, taking care of your morale will not only increase your leadership size, but also your stewardship size as well. So you can do both at the same time. Now, it also mentioned about leading armies. Now, once you have joined up as a vassal, or once you have joined up and made your own kingdom, you are then able to make armies. Once you make an army, you're going to be earning leadership passively from this. I would always have an army established. Have one of your party members join your party and just, gradually go around the map as a 2-man squad just to be passively earning that. However, it's also worth pointing out that the more troops you are commanding, as other words, the more parties in your army, the more experience you're going to be earning. Also, upgrading your troops, that's very easily forgotten, but simply by upgrading your troops, you will also earn experience towards leadership for this as well. Early game, you'll be upgrading a ton of troops and you'll be seeing those points fly on really easily. So that's an easy one to kind of understand and witness. And there you have it, guys, a complete breakdown of stewardship and leadership. Both do completely different things, but yet at the same time happen to complement each other. In fact, you can level up both by doing pretty much exactly the same thing, give or take. Leadership is more for your morale. Having that high morale within your army also increases your garrison sizes, also increases your actual party size eventually. Stewardship does pretty much exactly the same thing. It doesn't do anything for garrison sizes, but it does predominantly or mainly increase your party size, which is going to be absolute key if you want to take down those bigger fights in the late game. But that is about everything I've got for you in this video, guys. If I didn't cover anything in depth enough, please let me know down in the comments. I'll try and answer you directly, maybe even make a video about it if needed. Mount & Blade is a massive game, a huge game with so many different, ticking clocks and pieces. And so it can be really difficult to get these videos as short as possible while also providing as much information as I possibly can. So again, if I have missed anything or if you want to see a video about anything that I haven't covered yet, let me know down in the comments. I'll be very happy to go through them and have a chat with you guys about that. But until next time, I've been a monk, we've been a Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.